Right, guys, has anyone found Crow yet?
Hey, alright, let's do this. Final Fantasy XIII commentary. Hey, wait, this isn't the start of Palom Polum. What the hell have I missed?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, we showed up, we ran down the corridor, and then we fought some guys, and then there was a sewer.
Excuse me, Fiddle? It was a hydroponic farm, not a sewer.
But she said, and... well, whatever.
Just because we entered it through a sewer and we're leaving through a manhole doesn't mean it was a sewer.
Looks like a sewer to me.
Well, that's because you're not reading the data log.
Yeah, haven't you been reading the data log?
To find the hope you were named
All
for.
that useful plot information. Why
Staying
wouldn't you
alive,
have read
I
that?
can help you with, but I can't.
Because I have a life?
I can't give you hope. If
Oh,
you
I've got
wanna
no
see your
comeback to
father-
that.
Ha, she
You
used
think
his
me and my dad
name
will
as a
make anything
noun.
better?
That's
He's never
very
listened to
clever
a
of
word
her.
I've said. He's just.
I thought you
he'll
would have
never
been
believe all
proud.
this Lassie stuff.
Like, I would have been proud if it was not, like, an incredibly obvious name gimmick
believes
in the
Sarah,
first
didn't he?
place. I mean, like, he was probably named just so this conversation can take place.
Yeah.
That's right. Bartholomew and Nora looked into the future and saw this conversation happening, and so they appropriately named him.
That's the thing, maybe they're both Lassie and that was their focus.
What, to come up with an incredibly dumb noun-based name for a child?
Of course! What, you wouldn't put it past the fallacy to come up with something stupid like that?
I'll grant you dumber things have happened in this plot. Huh. Hey, isn't that...
Hey look, Mom, I'm on TV! Oh wait, oh no.
This is not a good TV show to be on.
Yeah, I think we have problems.
Smile.
Somewhere out there in Eden, Cocoon's version of Bill O'Reilly is like screaming over this footage or something, I swear to God.
They have a lot of guys and a lot of
Start
mechs.
running. I'll keep him busy.
But
Oh, she's making the heroic sacrifice. We can't let Hope die. See, it's terrible. No one laughed when I said that, because it was terrible. Speaking of terrible...
They say we don't need to worry about Hope dying because we have our hero!
Oh boy, when's he gonna say hero?
Since
Oh.
when have heroes ever needed plans?
Wow, it's almost like he planned that.
But how can he plan to say hero never say... To say that a hero doesn't need a plan when he's a hero and planning to say that hero doesn't need a plan? And I've lost track of where this is going.
Snow's gonna go kill a bunch of people, that's where this is going.
Right.
Because that's what Snow does.
It looks like the Eidolons are going to become plot relevant for a little while.
At least he's murdering the PSICOM dudes this time. It's better than his track record from Chapter 1.
Oh yeah, it's a bit of an improvement. I don't know, maybe one of the PSICOM troops is someone else's mum.
Every one of these people, there's somebody's brother, or sister, or son, and he's gonna murder them all.
Well, good for him, I guess.
And he's nearly gonna take Lightning's head off.
So, you know, that would have actually made me a bit annoyed.
Lightning!
Oh, and that goddamn wink, too.
Ugh.
I swear to God, if this guy wasn't voiced by Troy Baker, he'd have zero redeeming qualities.
You see, this seems to be a recurring trait in our guest commentators. Is hating Snow, but actually kind of liking him because he's voiced by Troy Baker. And I can sympathise with that.
No, you don't understand.
So, hey, remember when Lightning said that she wasn't gonna abandon Hope?
Let me guess, she's gonna abandon Hope.
Take care of Hope.
Wait!
How did you guess?
I guess I've played this game
And there were
before,
3.
and because you set it up so perfectly.
And because it's extremely obvious.
Gotta go.
Because this game is poorly written and they don't understand what subtle foreshadowing is.
So how you been?
Hey Hope, remember that time when I let your mum die?
I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, Hope, you're such a kidder.
No, seriously, I'm going to kill you.
Well, this is going well.
Love that beautiful, subtle transition from like cutscene to gameplay geometry.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Do you know what else is pretty good? The fact that we're using a completely unique, like, gameplay system where we start a battle already in Gestalt mode, which will never happen ever again in the game. Because for the entire rest of the game they'll have forgotten that eidolons are a thing.
That's not true. It'll come up like once? No, twice more. Twice more.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. In that case, I take it back. My criticism was completely unfounded. And clearly the writers of this game know exactly what they were doing when they were integrating gameplay mechanics into the plots.
I was gonna say, like, doesn't this sort of happen again then during, like, or is that just cutscenes?
Mate, spoilers!
Sorry.
Ah, whatever, we'll bleep it out or something.
Alright, so, yeah, this guy has about 25,000 HP. As Snow solo, we are not quite going to be able to do that much damage.
Especially since Snow has not leveled up since the last time we played as him. Which was a long time ago.
So, fun fact, the game does not take away the TP you use to summon Shiva.
Good job on that plot and gameplay integration, fellas.
So, you can totally just summon Shiva again.
My immersion! It's broken! Oh, at least we actually get to see what this animation looks like in Engine. And to be fair, this does look like something that tens of thousands of man-hours were spent making.
Show 'em how it's done.
So yeah, this is much more manageable.
Especially since, you know, we have some competent people fighting for us this time. And, you know, 3 of them. Well, 2. You know what I mean. Fun fact, the other thing you can do if you're having a hard time here is die, and because then when you restart, it will actually let you level up Snow. Why it doesn't let you do that the first time round is anyone's guess. Although I'm pretty sure it was because the developers of this game are stupid.
I was gonna say, the game wants you to live the failure that everyone else has been going through so far.
What?
Not by enemies. It was the cavalry.
It wants
Not
to
PSICOM.
immerse you in the plot.
Leader's name is Rains. He said he'd lend us
Is the
a
plot
hand.
suggesting that
So
Reigns
now,
might
your
not be a
hero
bad
is
guy?
back.
Lies.
Why would the army help us?
Also,
doesn't make
we now
sense.
have the Guardian called PSICOM
The
and the
military's got all
Cavalry?
kinds. Not all of them like the
Which,
Sanctum.
now the cavalry is part of the
Don't
Guardian
worry.
Corps, but
I'll
they're
handle
on the
the bad
Lassiz
guys.
side as opposed to the rest of the Guardian Corps who is working with PSICOM because, who the fuck knows?
Because they're run by Jill Nabat.
Wait, who the fuck is Jill the Butt?
Ice
Wait,
tracks.
we know who she is.
Do we?
If you've been reading the data logs,
Oh, right!
I mean, weren't you paying any attention? She was in, like, one cutscene back in Chapter 6, at the very end.
Of course, and then because I'm such a diligent gamer, I then immediately went and read all of the data logs which became available after that cutscene, and in doing noticed that there was an entry titled Jill Nabat that had a picture on it that looked kind of like that lady who we saw. How could I have been so stupid to forget?
Well, at any rate, Snow has about 13,000 CP to hand out, which will cover basically everything that he has, so...
This system, when you end up with a large amount of CP to spend all in one place, has been described as about as satisfying as a decent bowel movement. And I can see where they're coming from. Also worth pointing out is that Snow has a kind of unique Crystarium design in that the first few levels of his main job trees are the only Crystariums in the game that actually kind of look like trees, like they have a central branch going up and other branches that spout off of it. Whereas everyone else is just a line that's kind of wrapped in a circle. Why they have this detail? Who knows?
Correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't this sort of to compensate for the fact that he essentially has been out of your party for like a quarter of the game at this point?
How would that matter statistically though? I mean, there's still the same number of nodes. What does it matter if they're in a different pattern?
Final Fantasy XIII?
Oh, of course. I didn't think about it like that.
That's a logical explanation as any. So, we have a new enemy in this fight, the PSICOM Bombardier. You might notice him off, he's the black guy over there. And he has a rocket launcher. That's his thing.
And he just shot Snow in the face with it.
I like this guy.
Yeah, that is all that he does. He shoots people with rocket launchers.
So, basically they're about as effective rocket launchers as the ones from 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I love when JRPGs try and handle, vaguely real-world analog weapons. It always ends in hilarity. Mostly because guns are always ineffective.
Well, yeah, you'd learn that if you played Dirge of Cerberus.
Ah yes, that quality Final Fantasy canon title that I played and enjoyed.
I mean, I don't know if there is a world that exists outside of the Final Fantasy VII Extended Universe, then I don't know why you wouldn't want to live there.
And the scary part is that whole clusterfuck was their entire inspiration for Final Fantasy XIII. They saw the Final Fantasy VII Expanded Universe, and they said, wouldn't it be great if we made a game whose entire point was to have 1,000 spin-offs that nobody liked and that everyone bought and that we got money for? And that's how Fabula Nova Crystallis Final Fantasy XIII was born.
And then died.
Well, let's not be too hasty. There is a sequel manga or something coming out for Lightning Returns.
Oh god, I thought you were gonna say, hey, you never know, Final Fantasy 15 could be released eventually.
Oh yeah, 15 as well. That's technically supposed to be, part of Fabula Nova Crystallis, because I don't know why. I guess they just couldn't be asked to make a new underlying mythology? Because effort?
I got a feeling that every mainline Final Fantasy from this point is going to be a Fabula Nova Crystallis game.
Well, I mean, we're getting Type 0 HD, so I mean, there's another Fabula Nova Crystallis product coming your way.
If Square would do it, they would fucking do it. I mean, we know they would do it because of that time when they made the After Years and tried to pretend that, the first 6 Final Fantasies were all part of one continuous universe. And that went over well. Yeah, they would totally do that.
Alright, so, new enemy in here is the... let's see, what the hell is he? The PSICOM Predator. He is the next gun guy, and he casts Curse.
Does he track down weaker l'Cie and kill and eat them?
No, not exactly.
But then, I don't understand their terminology here.
Alright, instead what he does is he casts Curse, which is basically the opposite of Vigilance. It will make you flinch much easier when you are attacked, and your attacks are that much less likely to do the same to the enemy.
Yeah, Curse is one of those weird things that seems like it's not really a big deal and you can just fight through it, but don't do that. Please don't do that. That will end poorly for you if you try and do that. So when he says slightly more likely to flinch, it means you will be flinching all the goddamn time, you will never get an attack off, and you build up a big chain of attacks, and then someone will punch you, and then you will flinch, and then all of your attacks will disappear. So please don't try and fight through it.
Otherwise, there's basically just Snow punching a couple of guys into the stratosphere. That's about all that's left here.
Well, there are worse things.
It is at least an amusing set of animations.
Honestly, like, if it weren't for the character Snow, I just like him on account of all the punching that he does, but unfortunately, he's also got a character attached to all that punching, and the character is shit. So what am I to do?
I concur with that assessment 100%.
But there sounds like there's a but here.
No.
No.
No, I've already said the only point in Snow's favor that he has, in my opinion, is that he's voiced by Troy Baker.
Yeah.
And, oh hey, a new enemy.
Yep, it's not a new set of grunts until we get another one of these over-designed fucks.
And hey, it's a recolor of that one guy who was a total asshole in the first chapter.
Yep. His main thing is that he will charge his mana drive, and then he will cast Fira, Thundara, and Blizzara, one right after the other at you. And it does about 700 damage, all things considered.
Well, that's not nice.
So, yeah, if he were to target Hope here, which he's not, he could outright kill him.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I'm just still trying to wrap my head around the fact, like, is there a guy in that suit? Because he looks like he's 8 feet tall.
Yeah, he's about at least the same height as Snow, and Snow is like, what, like 6'9" or something like that, supposedly?
Maybe he's just on, like, stilts and in tiptoes or something.
Or, like, he's sort of like Darth Vader, where he had, like, his natural limbs amputated and he's got, like, cybernetic extensions or something? I don't know. Because I know that Square has proudly stated that Snow is the tallest Final Fantasy main character they've ever designed.
Well, he does legitimately look like it, so...
Yeah, I think it's possible that we might be doing that thing again where we put more thought into the aesthetics of the Final Fantasy XIII universe than the designers did. And what they put into the universe was effort, not thought. They just designed and designed and designed some more. But no thought. Which leads to things like this.
And of course, like all the Warlord recolors, he takes half damage from everything, so...
What an asshole.
Yeah, you want to switch to dual casting to stagger him if he starts charging, because, yeah, like I said, that hurts a lot.
Oh boy. And hey, that was a 5-star battle and it took 4 minutes.
Yeah, but you got a credit chip from it.
We also got a catalyst drop.
A rhodochrosite.
Yeah, but you know, the less said about the crafting system, the better. So.
Indeed. Well, unless we're swearing continuously, that's an acceptable way of talking about the crafting system.
Yeah, if you want the definitive, like, takedown of the crafting system, just watch, like, Spoonie's review, where he spends, like, 5 minutes going insane with random materials.
The worst thing about the crafting system is that if you're one of those insane people who has to get all trophies and stuff, there's a trophy for getting one of every item in the game. And getting one of every item in the game requires you to go into the post-game and spend like maybe 20 hours grinding money. As if you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, please don't get that trophy. It will make you literally kill yourself.
If you absolutely have to do it, spend $30, buy a PS3 Game Genie, and just mod your save file.
Yeah, don't even do that. Get a USB stick. There is a program that will alter your file so that you have like squillions of gil. It's acceptable. That's the only way to beat the game. If you get that trophy legit, that's it. The game has beat you and you can't take it back. In order to beat the game, you have to really beat the game.
Well, there's a little bit of extra homework for you guys to do. Find someone who has actually platinumed Final Fantasy XIII. Like, see if...
Legit. Has to be legit.
Yeah, legit. Like, see if that thing exists.
Yeah, you might be looking a while. Like, I consider myself, like, irrationally attached to trophies. And I hacks that shit, because come the fuck on, there's a limit. Suddenly they're not looking so organised.
You've changed, haven't you?
Again, it's PSICOM. Consider the
Seems like you've
source.
toughened up.
I'm a listener.
I guess.
I had to.
Yeah, the only ones that ought to be fighting the army are us dumb grown-ups.
Like your mother.
Oh...
You think it's stupid to fight?
Yep.
It is if you get...
You know, like your mum.
Oh, Snow.
Anyway, just
Your
lay low.
self-awareness is near
Let
zero.
the dummies duke it out.
Choice words of wisdom from our
The
hero.
army's no match for Nora, right?
Isn't that your mum's name?
Do it, Hope. Kill the motherfucker. Do it now.
He was smiling.
Knife!